Morning. What's up? It's a Friday. Yeah. We're looking at Claude Code. We're looking at Visual Studio. We are developing Switch Ball Deluxe. The game in development that every day we're getting closer to it being completed. Going to be released probably at the turn of the year. Could be the end of the year. It's possible. What are we doing today? Well, we've been working on making updates the last couple days. We've implemented video as backgrounds into the game. We've reduced the lag of those. Although yesterday I was doing some more testing, and if the longer you were in the game, some lag started appearing. So it's not all done. We fixed some platform collision issues. And we developed a dynamic thumbnail that used the actual objects of the game into the thumbnail, which is awesome. And that's working most of the time. Like, I think there's only a couple levels out of the 160 that the thumbnail's not quite right. And we need to adjust it and stuff, but that's it's easy stuff to do. Today, over the next couple hours, we're going to be doing some playtesting, largely because I'm going to give Claude a big ol' task, which is we are going to start diving into mobile development. Now, what I'm thinking is going to happen is that the updates needed to make this work on mobile aren't actually going to be that much. I've designed the UI such that most of the stuff is accessible via big buttons, so you can touch it. Granted, there's gonna be more of those needed for the mobile version, and there's gonna be UI changes needed throughout and adjusted. One thing I also tried to do earlier this year or late last year when I was diving into this myself was emulating mobile is different than emulating traditional computer Windows. So I freed up some space on my drive. I'm gonna see if it can install the emulators on the D drive instead of C drive, because I have way more space there. Otherwise, those emulators just take up so much space, and I was having issues back then. So to start on this mobile development, we need to create a new session, and we are going to create a new prompt. So we're going to do a new session here. I ought to do a new branch, but it's fine. I'm going to tell it to do a new work tree like this. And no matter what, we can choose what to merge over here. Right now, this is largely a solo dev project, so me putting more stuff in certain branches than others isn't that big a deal. If you're working a multi-team, of course, it's a much bigger deal. So where do we even start with Claude Code? Well, Claude Code, we're going to give it a very detailed prompt about what we want to do for mobile development. But what's interesting about this one is I don't really have in my head that much that it's going to look different for mobile. So let me boot up the game and I'll show what I think the easy mobile stuff is. And then from there, just having it work at all will be a thing. Of course, we're gonna need actual, like, you know, tablets and things, phones, to eventually test on. But so certain things like this, right? Like this is a tutorial screen. Obviously, this needs to get refactored. It's very basic. Where it says like A for next and B to skip. Like these are gonna have to be buttons, right? That you can press with your hand. I purposely designed this screen to work on mobile. So instead of, you know, pressing left, right, up, down, here's the thumbnail, by the way, which this used to be a space for the back button. But I think I'm going to remove that from here. I want this thumbnail to be big enough where it just kind of fits in this whole space. So probably down here, there'll be things like back. Like right now there's achievements, it says adventure mode, junior mode. This text is small. Maybe they'll put buttons down here or something like that. You can see each of these icons are big enough that I designed them so that it would work on mobile pretty easily, so you could touch it instead of moving around. Now the actual gameplay is gonna need to be horizontal, so you're gonna be holding tablet or phone horizontal. And there are multiple reasons why all of the gameplay happens in the middle of the screen, right here in this box, and why it doesn't change. The first reason is I want your focus to be in the middle of the screen. So when you're playing, I used to have things like points and things that would happen on the left and right sides of the screen. You wouldn't ever look at them. Like you're so focused on the middle of the play area. Anything in the periphery, you really don't see. That's why this time bar is so big above that you can like glance above and see it. But if you don't have that, otherwise you're not really looking at anything. That's why you're really not going to notice this background here as well, until you kind of are waiting to play. The other reason for this design is that you're going to be holding a phone or tablet like this. So I don't want to have to change the UI drastically on this for phones or mobile. And on the left, you can literally see your thumb could go left, right here on the controls. And the right, you can just press basically this whole general area to go faster. So, you know, here you can see left, right. This would just be your thumb moving left, right. Right now I'm on keyboard. And if I want to go faster, you know, I would just be pressing down turbo. So it's literally two hands like that. Very easy. And then, you know, the main things I think that will be need to be redone is thanks for the sub. Oh no, we're gonna lose. I don't want to listen. I don't want to lose. Fine, we'll lose. The main things that will need to get redone are these sorts of menus. So right now, this is just, you know, you're scrolling up and down using an arrow button, and just having text that you click on isn't what mobile is. Usually you have some sort of button with an outline. So stuff like this, like these sorts of menus, if you're restarting the level, or if you're going to things like this pause menu, right? How did I even bring that up? Well, I pressed a key. You would need different places in mobile to be able to like hit those different spots. So that kind of UI really is the big thing that this game doesn't have set up, but some of the main components of the design are there. So like even stuff like these, like controls, like is this gonna mean something? Like all this stuff in mobile will be interesting. But we need to dive into it now. And let's ask Claude to see what he thinks. By he, I mean the robot. Itchy nose, as always. So let's come up with a prompt for Claude. And usually I do longer prompts in Notepad. You can do in wherever you want. This is just so that we can put all our ideas down before we put it in. So I also want Claude to be excited. Sometimes you want them to be excited with you. So it's finally ready to enhance the game and start adapting it for mobile. You can see that the project is split into Windows, Android, and shared. Let's start with Android development. We'll figure out iOS after. Or if you think the two are related enough, we can do them at the same time. Also know iOS might be tricky because it's Apple and not Android, but I really don't know, as this is a monogame, flexible monogame solution project. All right, so that's the beginning problem. Let's do it. So let's add some guidelines. So at the start, this is how I think adapting the game to mobile would look. You have one, UI changes. Various menus would need buttons instead of scrolling, instead of text. What else would you need? Need buttons to press instead of controls, like B to go back would be a back button. It's almost like you're developing it for web, you know. Although in web, you know, we all use shortcuts, so it's not entirely true. Two, touch screen controls, defining where you touch in different areas to control what, and whether those are touch and hold controls or touch and do. What is it? Like in controls, it's touch and hold, or you press and touch and do. I don't know. Hold or click. 3. I've tried to design the game so it scales to mobile, but of course some screens will need to get adapted and scaled. 4. This game will only work in landscape mode. So I want the game to load up and only render landscape. 5. If we need to install emulators, I want to use D drive has way more space than the C drive. 6. Please do all updates in a work tree. And do not commit the updates. I want to review them before they're committed to the work tree. And later, I guess this is not part of mobile. Merged into the branch. And what else do we need to define? So I can show. Why is it orange? Here's this. It's my computer. But we don't care about anything other than this. Okay. So let's make this bigger here. And this is what it's going to be doing. Bigger. Okay. So you can see this is the project here, Switch Ball Deluxe. This is our Claude folder, which has been doing work. And of course, Git. Now, here is, what does the top one say? Claire? No idea what that is. So this project used to just be one folder here. But I've already, when I started working on it soon after, I adapted it to mobile. So we have a Windows, it runs from the Windows project. Almost all the actual content is in shared. And the idea of this shared folder is that then you have these different startup projects like Windows, Android, these different bindings. And from there, it accesses similar classes and things. And within those classes and things, in shared, you might have, I don't know, case statements. I'm not sure how it's going to work. So that controls and UI and stuff renders differently depending on what environment you're on. So it's likely going to do a lot of work in this Android or shared and or. And eventually we're going to have one for, like, I think iOS in here as well. So I think this is it. Let's just give it this and see what we got. Bam. And we can scroll this over a little bit so you can see what it's writing. Now this one, I've chatted about this previously for Claude, but here in the bottom right, you can see it says hi. There's different efforts. So the higher the effort, the more tokens it's going to use. It's also, it says faster to smarter. Basically, this means smarter means it's going to take more time. And by taking more time, it's going to use more tokens. It's going to be slower, actually. Here on the right, there's also a plan usage. You have each window as a different context window, and it uses a certain amount of tokens and memory in that window. Here we also have a 5-hour limit. Yeah, bro, just go ahead and do it. Which means for different sorts of plans, you have a certain amount that you're allowed to use within 5 hours, and on a daily basis and a weekly basis. So this 5-hour limit. Right now, I have a pro plan. It's $20 a month. It seems like an absolute steal for how much work I can do right now using Claude, especially compared to free, which is like so much less. Like you just give them $20 a month and you can do almost anything you want. It's wild. Now, if you're doing really, really big projects all the time, you'll use it up and you have to pay more. But I'll say it now and I'll say it again. If you want to get in and start developing for cheaper, do it now. Because they are going to be raising prices, I'm sure, once this gets more popular. It's already getting popular, but still. Anyway, that's what this is. So as it's thinking here, you can always go back to it. We want to do a little bit more playtesting. We also have 2 levels I need to recreate. There are 2 levels that are in the first world. Or are they both in the first world? No, they're in the second world? Is one in the first world and one in the second one? That I lost while refactoring levels. And what's funny is these are 2 of the levels that I created at the very beginning. So I started working on this game as a concept in September of 24, I think it is. September of 24 or 23? I think it was September of 24, yeah. So probably early on in 2025, I started actually building out some levels. And these are 2 of the first levels that I built out. So we can try to make those. I was actually looking through recordings and I could not find them. I don't think I wasn't streaming at the time. And I just started streaming in August of 25. So yeah, early in 25, I wasn't recording what I was doing. So we'll need to recreate those. I have a good idea of what they are in my head. So I don't think it'll be too hard. But I'm curious how long this will take. This might take a while, or it could take like 1 more minute. If I share this is a super detailed look at what's coming. So this is literally, right now, if I scroll down, you can see there's nothing. This is all that's left. Crazy. Now some stuff isn't in this list, like various bug fixes playtesters will have, adjusting levels based off of feedback, adding in more music and sound effects. Like there's certain things that aren't here, and the list will grow. But in general, this is it. Now, granted, a ton of stuff is in like 1 line, right? That's what this points means, is the general effort. Some of the points are completely wrong now that we're using Claude. So for example, it did junior mode all within a day. That would have taken me like a week or 2 of continuous work prior to Claude. So this is almost done. There's just some UI updates that go along with it, and I think it's working great. This is what the big one. I put various art updates. So I plan to do a Kickstarter for this in about 3 months with a very low bar. It's going to be like half crowdfunding, half just marketing. And almost all the money is just going to go to art and music. So there's some art in the game that I want redone. There's, you know, depending on how much resources we get to invest in art, there's just so much more I could do. Right now, a lot of it is minimal. I really like the backgrounds, and the way that the collage works, but it could definitely be enhanced to be prettier. There's also some, you know, you can always add panache for puzzle games, and it just adds polish. So that's what I have here as a 20, because it's a big question mark about what actually that will entail. But other than that and the phone stuff, all the rest of these things, like this is again just art. I just split it out, the Switchblade animations. All the rest of the stuff is going to be very easy to do. Some of it is stuff like fanfare. I'm not sure what that will look like, but I'm pretty confident it won't be that hard to do. Some of these things are just like admin things, like this clear command for the command prompt. I don't even think this is a bug anymore. Clearing and saving data, I'm pretty sure that Claude will be able to come up with something pretty quick for that. Changing the UI once we decide exactly what background videos we want, that's going to be easy to do. The title screen is interesting because the title screen logo for the game, again, goes along with actual art. The title screen, though, I might do something very minimal. I really like the only piece of AI art we have right now is the title screen. And you kind of grow attached to just seeing something over and over again. This is something I put together when I first booted up the game. I was like, oh, I'll just get something. And I kind of like the font. So I might just like cut out the art, take the font, change it some, and just slap that, remove the whole background, and do some realistic background as more collage for the title screen. I think it'll be fun to put that together, and it might just be enough. And then you have a real artist come in and they make it pretty. But some of that's more important because when you have an icon for an app store, when you're on Steam and stuff, you want it so it doesn't look bad, so that people don't see the game and be like, oh, it looks like garbage. You want something that pops a little bit. And then the tutorial framework's implemented. So a lot of these things will either be simple or there's already work done for them. So this is what we're working on today, and this is going to be the big one. So what Claude does is, we'll move this a little bit. It's reading different files. So it kind of started by just exploring the project structure already. It's using certain work trees and tools that it has at its disposal. And it's gonna like, yeah, let's do Android first. So great. Just looking at game state, seeing how that needs to be done. Title screen, how are we gonna do that? Looking at how draw methods and stuff's positioned. How will the scale work for sprite batches? Yeah. Hey, Jericano. So yes, this is a completely different way of doing development. So until about 2 weeks ago, I coded everything. So using Claude Code, you give it detailed prompts. It does all the code. Then you go in and you review what work it did. So it's doing everything in a separate work tree, which is a clone of the project. After it clones the project, you look through and you can dictate whether it's going to automatically commit that to Git, to a repo. You can have it so you have to review those updates before you commit it. You can then choose what you want to merge in, or you could just merge it all in because you can always roll back a Git commit. And then you can change what it does. So if you think that what it did was too much, or you want to tweak it, you can do so. And then it takes a lot of testing as well to really see whether what it did is working. And that's where the back and forth is. So more of the thought comes into architecture in terms of what you want to appear to happen. And then more work comes into reviewing the code and in testing than in the actual coding itself. How much longer does it take? Probably a lot. It's having to do like everything. I wonder if it's just gonna do like literally every file it could think of right now. Probably. You know what I haven't beaten yet is Gauntlet mode. Why don't we just play the game? Oh, there's an update I want to do in Gauntlet mode we can do while it's doing this, because it's doing it in a work tree. Let's go to Gauntlet mode. So in Gauntlet mode, you have to beat every single level without losing. It's a gauntlet. Granted, you get bonus seconds, which you can use on restarts and if you run out of time. One thing I wanted to do before I try it again is give you more time if you lose. Let's see, where is that located? So like if you get an S rank, you gain a certain amount of bonus seconds. And as I've been playing, I'm like, no, you need more bonus time for getting A's or S's or things like that. So I think actually it is in a hood. And let's look Gauntlet. And let's see here. This is the level end sequence. Yep. We're not ending it. So if adventure. This is saving it. Let's look at bonus. Bonus points. Let's take a look at this. This is resetting the bonus points. Oh, earning bonus points. Where did I put that? Reset, reset. Ah, come on. Happens right when you finish. Game state. It's like Claude's done. Check Gauntlet achievements. This is the end of one. Ah, we'll find it in a sec. All right, we'll get back to that. But let's read what it did. So it gives us a nice summary. And let's see what's in the work tree. So we have a landscape lock, which is great. It has an Android manifest, XML, that's an activity one. It says, hey, screen orientation is landscape, sensor landscape. The activity doesn't restart when the state changes, cool. The screen doesn't sleep, good. Immersive full screen, that's what we want. Cool. Platform detection. Info.ios. So you have this thing that if Android, all that kind of stuff, good. It added touch inputs and input handler. Neat. Exposes these sorts of things, is touching, things like that. Very good. A virtual on-screen gamepad, that's neat. I wonder if that's what we're gonna want or not. We might need to adjust that, but this is its first go. Interesting. Diagonals are supported, neat. It gave us some buttons here. That's pretty cool. Has some of these is button down, is button press, which is what we want. Draws a semi-transparent crisscross overlays onto the back buffer as the last draw pass. Interesting. Controls integration. Is control down, is control pressed. Now also check touch virtual gamepad when platform info is mobile. Every menu and gameplay system picks this up with no further changes. Cool. Your friend who made something in Sora and thought himself a filmmaker. No, it's not the same. However, I think we're approaching something that is mockingly similar. In that you can be a non-developer and start making stuff and have no idea how it did the thing. So like you can just come up with an idea. You could choose a coding language and make a project to do anything you want. Maybe you wanted to do a project to create shopping lists for you. If you wanted to learn how to do databases, if you wanted to learn how to do a little web app, using Claude Code allows you to do that. It allows you to come up with an idea, and it does the legwork, and you can be completely blind to how it did it. Here, I need to know what it's doing, and I need to understand what it's doing. It is more so having it do the coding that I would otherwise do, and review it and refine it. So, not exactly the same. So let's see here. Known follow-up items. Screen scaling. We'll move this over a little bit so you can read the whole thing. Menu render target are, what does it say? Blitted? What does blitted mean? What's that verb? Blitted? A native pixel size. Okay. It saw this weapon slot stuff. It's not being used. It just saw it. That's from the old game that this infrastructure is based off of. Currently menus to use D-pad. Interesting. Monogain shared model means the shared touch code is ready. Interesting. So let's go look at the code on which work tree to do this on. Android adaptation. So there's our Android adaptation. Alright, so the music I chose too was called Sunny Beats. And this song is called Waiting for a Sun. Let's take a look. Problem is if I do it this way in Git, you won't be able to see what I'm doing. But, oh man, it did so much, of course. Yeah, we're gonna need to look at this. Oh my Lanta. Oh my goodness. Well, naturally it had to make updates literally everywhere. I think what we're gonna have to do is open this up in its branch. Okay. So I'm going to close my version of Visual Studio right now and open up its branch so we can look through the updates. I think I'm opening them up from Android. I think so, yeah. Yeah. Let's see if this works. Okay. We're gonna need to reshare this. Okay. So if Android, we have this binding and we have the share down here. This is just the same as Windows. Most of the important updates are in shared, but there is stuff like here, like we can look at this manifest. This defines, you know, SDKs, things like that. Here, this defines what's going on. So this is the, when it boots up, it looks at activity 1, similar to, well, I guess we don't have Windows over here. This is what they were talking about, where it's setting up, this is like the configuration. So was it, it's like the game class or the master. It's like what kicks off monogame in the Windows version is this is what's kicking it off in Android. We're setting it to landscape. Still using Fmod, of course, for sound. Here it's talking about what it said about keeping the screen on for Windows. Immersive mode, I think, is full screen. That's what it said. Reapply immersive mode whenever it regains focus. Got it. Cool. And the most interesting stuff is going to be how it refactored or added stuff everywhere and shared. So I'm going to have my own, I'm going to be looking at the Git log so I know what classes to look at. So in our constants, we have a ton of updates, which is interesting. What would it have done in our Oh, there we go. Never mind. There was a... It's all... Oh my gosh. It was merging stuff over first. Yeah. Let's take a look here first. Gotta minimize this. Because I think what I was looking at was more than it actually was. Okay, yeah, it didn't refactor this stuff. Okay, I was looking at the wrong wrong commit. Got it. Yeah. That was me. Let's see here. Let's look at the controls and the game one class and input handler. I think input handler is a big one, of course, how it handles those inputs. And this is, again, we're going to be doing a lot of back and forth. So we had gamepad and keyboard. So for example, this is how the input handler class works. You have things like keyboard press, keyboard release, and keyboard down. There's a keyboard state that checks for is key up and is key down based on if something was pressed, released, or down. have something similar for gamepad, except here you're looking for the pad or the thumbstick. Here the control stick button is that. We can see the analog press. You also have here this gamepad dictionary. Just check whether a given button is down. It's checking for the last pad state too. Things whether it's released, down. What it added, which is new, is this touch region. So now we have this, and this is completely new. I'll see if this works. And I guess we won't be able to see if it really works using our hands until we have, you know, a version of the game ready that I can actually use on that, on the tablet or phone. But here we have is touching. There's something called a touch state. So touch location, interesting. There's something called touch location state. And whether that rectangle on the screen contains that position, which is neat. Was tapped. That's similar to like a button press or a click. Cool. Get the first position. That makes sense, right? If you're touching something, your finger moves around. Touch count. Very cool. What's the other interesting place? Game 1 class. Take a look at the Game 1 class. Which I never renamed. This is where all the magic happens. What's new here? Let's take a look at what's new. So this is a big class. It's at the very bottom. Oh, there you go. Platform info is mobile. So if I go to is mobile, it says, hey, if the platform is mobile, we're updating our virtual gamepad, and we're setting the viewport width and height equal to the graphics device. Makes sense. Virtual on-screen gamepad overlay, Android only. Interesting. I'm not sure if we're gonna need this or not, but it's cool that it's putting it in there, because we have the little thing on the left for left-right for the controls, so we may or may not want this. And it's just literally starting up a sprite patch just for that and drawing it to the screen. Pretty straightforward. Crap, I lost my Git log that I was looking at. Let's see here. What else we got going on that's interesting? The controls. And then we can look at the new stuff too. So in our controls class, we have these dictionaries. What did it do here? I wonder if this will be different, because we have all these things about is control down. And here we go. It says if the platform is mobile, use this gamepad. Interesting. There you go. Pressed and down for mobile. Looks pretty good. Very simple. Let's see what else we got here. Let's take a look at the two new classes. There's one called Platform Info and one which is the virtual gamepad itself. Okay. So compile time platform flags used for mobile specific code paths without scattering this throughout the code base. That's great. Because this is what I was thinking originally. You can do if statements like this to say, if Android do this, if da 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 da. But instead it's using this very easy, hey, we can just use this is mobile flag to do that instead, which is great. Smart. And then we have the touch virtual gamepad itself. I think this is where it's doing most of the work. Renders an on-screen virtual gamepad. So we'll take a look at that, what that looks like soon. Cool. The layout, it has the area. It put in jump boost, confirm, pause, very cool. And this is all the stuff that's a really big time save. So you can see that there weren't really a whole lot of updates throughout, just some like if-then, some updates to inputs. But these sorts of adjustments, we might need to tweak. But you can see like it has these default values for things like the radius, the dead zones, which are really neat. This is actually something that was super challenging for the first game before this, Blister Blight, was the idea of using dead zones, because I had analog controls in terms of like running left and right. But when you have a control stick, I also had like, it does something you hold down, it does something you hold up. So if you're holding like slightly up and to the right for a diagonal, is that a down or is that a left? Dead zones are a really big pain. What else did it create here? We have its own dictionaries for controls. Pixel texture, lazily created for drawing. Okay. What's it doing? It's going through our game control, it's seeing what the last one and the current one is. Makes sense. Pre-calculate pixel positions once per frame. This is all about rendering it. That's really interesting. So all these things that are going to be rendered, we're going to see that soon. We have our touch state. Interesting. Here's more stuff for this button down, this button press. What does that mean? Very similar to the controls class for keyboard and gamepad. And then it's drawing these things. Has some helpers, like in a circle, draw circle, and rectangles and labels. And up top here, this is, what does it say up here? Pixel 5. So I guess you choose what type of emulator. I have one? I have a Pixel 2. What version is mine? Mine's an old one. I think Pixel 5. That sounds old. I think I have a 5. I have an old one. Let's see. About system. Oh, I have 3A. I have an older one. Mine's old. Let's just do a Control Shift B, see what happens. Let's build this bad boy. It says ready. Does that not work? Control Shift B. Oh, it did it like instantaneously. It says project not selected to build for the solution configuration. What does that mean? What happens when I click the button? Emulator. Cannot be started. Alright, this is what I knew, and this is why I said, hey, how are we going to do emulators? I'm going to give Claude this information and see what happens. So this is also where this is sort of a unknown for me, is doing mobile development. I've never created a mobile app. So this idea of getting different types of emulators and stuff, it's all new to me. So I'm going to say here, we'll move this up a little bit. It's going to be a smaller prompt. View the code updates, and they all make sense. I'm now trying to build and run it in an emulator. It's not working. Falling errors. Then I'm going to do Alt-Enter so it doesn't go. When can I install the emulators? The D drive, even the project is on the C drive. There's way more space in D drive. And I want different emulators for different phones. I guess I don't have an order list. There. Here's the errors. Errors. Paste. So here, I don't know what this means because the project is selected. And then I think this was one I tried to do a while ago. And I never installed it because I didn't have space back then. They'll figure that out. I would run 2 instances of Visual Studio right now. I'm just wondering how slow my computer might get if I just start running Claude, 2 instances of Visual Studio, streaming, you know, all this stuff at the same time. Oh, here we go. It's quick. Project is not selected to build. The Android project is excluded. Oh, I didn't do that. Oops. Let's do this first before we read about emulation. So build configuration manager. Yeah, we gotta build it. Okay. Go up to build. Well. Oh, wait, it is set to build. Wait. Let me see. And deploy. Oh. Waiting it for the binding? Close that. Let's try to build it now. I don't know. Whatever. I also have this Android Java binding. Do I need that? What is this Android Java binding that I have here? I'm not sure. But it doesn't like that it's not being built. Ah, get it in there. Let's click the button. You can't see the little pop-ups, unfortunately. Get it in there. All right, now it's starting to build. Why is it skipping? Wait. Look. Look. It built the Android binding. It's skipping this. Why? This is the default project. Look at that. Is it supposed to do that? What? All right, so we're gonna ask it about that. Let's read this too. Let's see, WHPX. Windows Hypervisor. Sounds futuristic. H8XM is Intel's older solution, conflicts with Hyper-V, which all Docker desktop and stuff will require. Hypervisor. Optional features. Interesting. Reboot. That's the emulator to auto detect this. Whoa. Option B, install this via SDK if I don't have Hyper-V. Interesting. They can go on the D drive, good. Android virtual devices are big. Yes, they are. They're freaking huge. Oh wait, I scrolled too much. They're 4 to 8 gigs. SDK itself is smaller. You create the folder for them. Set a system environment variable. Not the user, so VS sees it. Right. Do a new one. And say where it's located. Okay. You gotta restart it. Great. It's probably in there. You can move it. Yep. Then open this. Change the path. Move the SDK. Okay. Yeah, that all makes sense. It's great. Boop, 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 boop. Great. I'll get on it. In the meantime, I'm getting this build. Why is it building the, what's it called? Android Java binding. To be honest, I don't know why the Android binding exists. Do we need it? So I'm going to be doing all this emulator stuff off stream because it's going to take reboots of my computer and stuff. So, and it's a lot of just admin. but we learned. We learned that it's possible. Basically, we're going to be taking that stuff. We're going to be putting it in D drive. We have to change environment variables. We have to do this fancy. I love when it creates just names like Hyper and Hyper V. Like someone had to name that and is really happy that it was named that. This is funky. Let's see what's going on. There's an fmod.jar sitting in the binding projects generating real code. Okay, that's what I thought. Fmod Android is a small Java side component. Oh, that's how it gets audio. I forgot about that. Okay. Don't remove it. Yeah, okay. Good. It's before. It does the binding before Android. Build and deploy for Android. The full sequence move is it. I did that. Look. Oh, I guess you can't look. Android is selected as build and deploy. Alright, we're just going to right click on Android and do rebuild. My Control Shift B is not working. Skipped. Why? Import. Yeah, it says importance high, do it before. Oh my goodness. Alright, what song was that? That was like the best song. That was called Move the Disco. The next one's called Too Cool for School. I gotta tell it. Gotcha. Per the fmod integration. Forgot about that. However, I do have this checked for build and deploy, and it is still being skipped. Is this just a VS Studio restart? Sometimes you just need to restart Visual Studio because it's being dumb. This made me think of Louis Zong. Fantastic music. It should be quick. Otherwise, we just chillin', listening to music. Oh, look at that. The solution didn't have the build line. What? Look at that. It was absent. The solution controls this through 2 lines. Yep. This is normally something you never have to touch. The Android project has build 0 but is entirely missing deploy. Its configuration must write that line when you click it, but sometimes it fails to save, especially when the solution is under a directory is not watching. Oh, as a project root. Okay. Close Visual Studio completely. Reopen it. Okay. Let's try that out. And close. I'm going to click reload, but we'll... Current solution and correct mappings. What are you talking? That's fine. The life of a developer. I mean, incorrect mapping. You know what you're talking about. I guess we don't need to build this guy. Control Shift B. It did work. Bro. Let's see what it did. Let's look at the solution file. And all right, it said it did what? What did it do? Oh boy. Project good debug. Any CPU. Do we see that? Where? Nah. Nah, brah. Really? In there? Hmm. 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 It's kind of like, do it again? What if I save? What we're gonna do is remove the VS folder. This VS folder is like a cached folder. So we destroy it. It just removes any cache of settings and stuff. Now we're gonna open this guy. Current solution contains incorrect mappings. You don't know what you're talking about. Here, look what it says at the top. Current solution contains incorrect mappings. And then I open it up. I'm like, how is this wrong? I want you to build and deploy Android. And it's like, well, we're not allowed. I'm like, please do it. Please. No. Boy. Claude, help me. Help me. This didn't work. This didn't work. I even deleted the .ps folder. I'm getting a prompt by Studio. The mapping is wrong. Even they're all checked. Well, this isn't exactly what I thought I was going to be encountering. It's never the thing you think. When you, this is classic coding. Even when you do something, you know, you're creating something in code, you spend about 5, 10, 15 minutes coding, and then you spend like 2 hours debugging it. Same with Claude. You spend very little time coding because it's doing the coding, you're doing the prompts. You spend all the time with back and forth and review and QA and stuff. Very similar. It presumably works. Yes, it does. Now, the annoying thing about using something like this, maybe it's more so when streaming. I don't want to jump back and forth so much. There's a certain amount of patience. I think it's good though, because there's both. It's an odd thing about patience when using AI tools, especially ones like Claude that could take a long time because it wants to get a good response. Is one, you're getting pretty instant gratification on an idea. And at the same time, you're taught to be patient and wait as it tries to identify good solutions. So it's interesting how patience works in that sphere. Whoa! It wants me to redo the stuff. The Windows solution has no deploy. It works fine. That means it's never an issue. The real problem is that VS is treating this as broken because it was never originally created by VS as an Android solution. Ah. close VS, delete the solution. You can keep it back up. File, new project, search for a blank solution, name it Android. Oh, and it wants me to add those in the... Oh. Interesting. It's funny because this sort of solution is the sort of ad hoc creativity that someone would do. It's like, well, I just gotta delete it and re-put it together. Turn it off and on again. I won't be able to show this very well. So let's do it though, because I want to run it. Well, we're not going to be able to run it. I was like, I'm not going to be able to run this thing. We have to do all the emulators and stuff. It's not going to work. This is just to get the build. But this is what we're going to have to do. This is what I'm going to do off stream. Get this running and building. But this is helpful. It's very helpful. So what I do want to do is go back to what we were doing. And let's just play a little bit of the game. I want to test gauntlet mode with the new settings and see how it works for a bonus. So we're going to transition away from Claude and do some testing and play testing. So let's close our Visual Studio and open up the one that works, which is our Windows app. Our Windows entry point. Cool. And we're trying to find out where the bonus points are. I'm thinking of looking at like just the number 5. 5. It's not gonna work. Where do I award the points? Oh, I think I remember. I think I remember. Did this a while ago. Stats menu? I think it's in here. Let's see. I think I put some methods in here. Update current world, the rainbow, numbers completed. Oh, total and bonus time. Here it is. So here's where we're adding time for this. We have a variable called bonus time. It's returning it here. Getting the total bonus time. Get total earned bonus time. Oh, it's doing the same thing there. So this is what I want to update. So S rank 5, A is 3, B is 2, and C is 1 second, and D is none. Now, what I've learned, this was put together, these numbers, before I really built most of the levels. S rank now, in gauntlet mode, when you have one shot, it's really, really hard. Because the idea of an S rank for me is almost perfecting the level, doing it perfectly. And that's great in adventure mode. In gauntlet mode, though, I want you to be rewarded more than just 5 seconds. Like, a difference between an S and an A is pretty big. So I'm going to adjust this. And I was thinking how much time an S should give you. Like, restart right now is 20 seconds. So these numbers are all in flux. I think an S should give you something like 12, like a little bit more than half of a restart for getting an S rank. Like, it's a big deal. But we'll double it to 10. A's, I think, should be 5. And then B, I'll make 3. And C can still be 1. But I really want S to be rewarded. B is more. Just completing a thing, you don't get bonus seconds. D's, you still don't get anything. And then we'll change it down here. So we're doubling the amount of time for S. Let's double the amount of time for A. Let's make it 6. 10, 6, 3, 1. No, let's make it 12. Make it easier until it's not easy. So that's just for showing, getting the total earned. Let's look for the word bonus. In the whole solution. Because I think there's somewhere else too that we're doing these calculations for and then we're earning it. Oh boy. I look forward. The cold is so small. You get to see my face. Bonus. No. Bonus points. 12, 6, 3, 1. Is that really it? Am I doing it actually in one place? I thought I did it in 2 places. I mean, it's great that I'm doing it in one place, but I'm not actually doing it in one place. I think so. We'll see pretty soon. Look at this one more time. Get total. You get it for like a level. Alright, let's do a quick test. So let's might turn the music up a little bit because I won't be talking as much. I'm also going to turn off the this is fine. This is a new run. So let's see what we get here. Thing is, we need to do good to get something. C is still 1. That tells me nothing because I did not change C. I need to get at least a B rank. I can get a B rank here. All right, +3. +3 bonus seconds. So it's definitely somewhere else. Which I thought so. Let's look for the words +3 bonus seconds. +3. Bro, why is the search over here? Crazy monkey. Ah! No. There you go. Oh, that's boss entrances now. What's this say? +3 bonus. Nope. Apparently these are disconnected. It's just the font. I think they're being rendered differently. Bonus sec. Get bonus time to earn seconds. There it is. See? I knew it was in here. See? 5, 3, 2, 1. We're making this 12, 6, 3, 1. Making it easier by giving you more restarts. Granted, I am the one who made the game, and last time I did my gauntlet run and I made it through 47 levels, I never got one S rank. So there's that. Alright, so sound effect is on. Music's not. Cool. And I would have earned more time. New run. Alright, come on. Ah. Beat. No. Back. I got one. Alright, we got about, I don't know, 20, 25 minutes. I bet we can get through the first 2 worlds. Assuming we beat the boss. Which is not a given. No, 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 no. No. 5.01 seconds. Give me bonus time. Sucks to suck. I am playing on keyboard. I've played about the same amount on keyboard and gamepad. Controller. I like the 6 though. That makes me feel better about myself. 12 seconds. How the heck did I get? Oh crap. Well, that's makes that a rank now. I don't remember how I got 12. I remember how I got 16. 12? Okay. Oopa. Uh-oh. Cool. Yeah? Telling you, man. I set these ranks hard. Ooh. feel progress now that I have different backgrounds. Progress City. Nope. No. Combos for suckers. Ciao. I am speed. Okay. Oh, no. Alright, this level's very lenient with the time. Alright, see how the background is now getting laggy? This is also good playtesting. Because the video is starting to stutter. See how the game's stuttering? I'm wondering why. This is another reason why I'm doing it, because the video stutter. Alright, this is one you can lose on. You really need to be careful. Alright, so we need to hit that. And then we need to hit... we can hit this one first. There it is. I do not... That's why it's a caution sign. You can lose because of the... you need to get the combo to get in between. I do not try to get S rank in gauntlet mode for that one. Adventure mode, go at it, but... No, not in gauntlet. Nope, I missed it. I love this level. Ah, Jake, so close. See if you see how well I've done. C D A B C C D C. Like, I haven't even earned 20 seconds for a restart yet. Yes, we got one. Plus 12. It's probably the easiest level in the game, though I put it later, because the first time if you've played it, it's not obvious what to do. You're up. Alright, we're doing good. Two more. Ooh, decent B. Oh, I forgot to change. That one. Two more. Yeah. That video, I do not know why at the end it scrolls a little bit to the left. So it's good to know. Gonna need to edit that. These videos are not edited yet. There's a little weird shift at the very end. Stuff to know before I give it to playtesters. I missed it. Yeah, that little shift is disorienting. Ooh. Okay. Up. Oh, still get B. No. Ah! Achoo. Yachi. Uh-oh. Whatever. Nice. Ooh. Nice. Very good. Ooh, we almost got S rank on that. You can see the UI too is going to get updated. Like we see some overlap at top. Then again, I don't think I'm going to show the level number. It says 14. I think that was just for debugging purposes, but you know, I might show it somewhere. There's no harm in showing what the level number is. I did not mean to go in there. Ooh. This is one that if you lose your combo, you can lose a lot of time. Because it is this and then only one more until boss. Oh, thought. Alright, don't panic. Don't panic. We have time. Crap. Crap. I might restart. Do I use bonus seconds? Alright, we'll just go into bonus second time. We're in bonus second time. It's less than 20 seconds. Okay, we spent about 8 seconds of bonus time. Better than using 20 seconds for a restart. Oof, duh. Oof, duh. Spoonful of fire. I want to play on controller. I'm not feeling gamepad right now. Or keyboard. Okay. I want to plug in the controller. Alright, so we do have 33 seconds bonus time, which is nice. And that's definitely more than I would have gotten before. Before we doubled it, before it would have been like 16 seconds. Okay, time for boss. Oop. Yep, it's lagging. Oh, no, 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 no. It's lagging so hard. Uh-oh. Interesting. It wasn't lagging before. I wonder if it's because, yeah, it's lagging a lot. Well, obviously it's the video. But, why it's lagging. Another reason. Oh, we were so close to winning too. Alright, start your way from the left and work your way to the right. Whew. I wonder how we can get rid of that lag. So there was another solution. By the way, there is going to be a update for there to be like, yay, you did it, or maybe a summary of the world for Gauntlet. So Gauntlet's a little different. I want to be more like a speedrunning mode. Or for adventure mode, you definitely want like a celebration moment of you unlock the next world and, you know, all the magic that happens with that. For Gauntlet, maybe a little quick summary of the world would be cool. But yeah, it looks like we're definitely getting some lag and some levels. There was a solution that it offered for reducing the lag, and it was working not great. So I eliminated it as an option. Oh, that's such a generous S rank. Some S ranks are way more generous than others. That one where it's just separated by 5 seconds each, that's a very generous one. Oh boy, didn't mean to go sideways. I love the windmills in the background. It's going to be interesting trying to edit these videos to get them to be a proper loop, but I don't think it'll be too hard. I've got a lot more editing experience now. Like this. Up here. Nice. That was really good. This one is very tricky. It's probably the trickiest one thus far. Ta. Oh, I also removed the rank on this one. The time, I mean. Oopsie. Forgot to put some of these. I was doing testing before I had junior mode, which basically you could remove the time. And you see there's infinite time. There was no risk in that one. I still got a D. Those are the actual times you can see. Though those aren't accurate either. There's no way it's 9, 10, 11, 12. That's wrong. So it needs to be fixed. This is supposed to be combo face. This is going to be dangerous because I don't think this time's accurate either. We're going to have to use some bonus time here. Maybe? We'll see. This is actually circuit. This is a later level. This is one of the levels I need to recreate. It is in this world, but it's much later. This is one of the last levels because it's a very tricky level. Almost deceptively tricky. I would say. I like to take this one slow. There's some like this that are so hard to hit. You really have to have a plan. Here, I like this one. This is the last one of these. And yes, there's fast ways to do it. I'm just trying to complete it. The developer is saying, too hard. Me just try to beat without using bonus time. Get in there. Ooh. Looks like it's a cool level. Oh, I was supposed to go in there. Let's get the last green one here. And go inside that. And we're done with Greenie. No! Again, this is one that you see at the top. The clock is off. There's a slight wiggle there. I had a really great suggestion by my cousin, who is a musician producer who's going to be helping out with music. And he's like, hey, if you're struggling with some of the looping, jarring back, I could do a reversal of the video. So if it does like one that's going this way, like, and then it's basically an oscillating video rather than a looping video. It would play stuff in reverse. But I think that would be actually a little bit trippy. Like, imagine these all go one way, and then like at the end, it just stops and they go the other way. I don't know if I could like slow it down to make like that transition seamless, but there's some cool ideas with that. All right, this is a. Do you want to do it we'll do it the auto scroller way. We don't need bonus seconds. I'll let it scroll. Naturally, you skip all of this. I'll do it that way for fun though. Pinwheels is a tricky one. There's a couple of these bricks which are hard to get to if you don't have combo. There you go, combo level 2 gets that blue one that down there, that's hard to get. Same goes for... Oh man, it's lagging again. It sucks. Gotta figure that out. I think it's gotta be a buffering or something. But it's 100% just the video. Before we had video, there was no lag whatsoever. Just gotta figure that out. Also, we're gonna have to figure that out on different devices. Ah, yeah, I guess I didn't do that super quick. All right, helicopter. We'll just play through windmills here. We got 6 more levels. Helicopter is a long level. That's why the S rank is 50 seconds. I think you start out doing red on this one. Yeah. Oh, that's fine. You can get in here. And then in here. Then you become yellow. Do the other row. Careful that you don't hit the others. And now we want to rotate back up, which is here, to get green. Oh, that was good. That was actually really good. Oh, geez. So this one has a really easy solution, if you know what it is. I've gotten stuck here before. Oh, I have the time shut off too. That's unfortunate. This is a one you can generally get stuck on. I think I know what to do though. There you go. Got that. Nope. Good. Yeah. All right, so that's a legit B. This is one that I haven't done correctly in a while. No. Yeah. Alright, we can do this. No, it's not the one I wanted to hit. Ah. Alright, we're back to this again. This is the actual location of circuit. Try to play it a little bit differently this time. Just gonna get rid of the impeding blocks. Alright, now we get... Ooh, no. Why? Oh, bah. Gotta go on the other side for this one. That's the trickiest one. Alright, that's it. Yeah, we'll take a C. Layers remix. This level's super fun. I'm going sideways now. Go through the bottom. And then you can get in there and go bam, bam. You can get in here. It's cool how the avenues open up. And then what's cool is you can also go like this. And then start playing it vertically. No. That's good. This is again the copy over. This should be Cityscape. So this is the second level that needs to be remade. Oh no, I got trapped. This is the trap room. This is the room that you get trapped in. Oh jeez. Oh jeez. No. Ah, there it is. This one actually has the time on it though. But it's for Cityscape. Okay. And now we're at the boss. Oh, we got 1:13 of bonus time. Feels better. All right, let's see. Last few times I've done this, I've struggled. Clearing blue. There we go. Easy. Nice. Now we get up to green. You get on the other side. You're gonna do red? Don't really want to do red. Alright, we'll do red. And then green. I'm getting... Ooh, no. I want to keep combo. Oh. Nice. What about greenie? Ooh, yeah. Get in there. Other side. We gotta rotate. Oh. Wait. That's not right. There's no way. That's an 18-second level. Oh, some of these times are wrong. That's not supposed to be that. Wait, I have the times right here. I gotta go in and fix some of these times. Yeah, we go to levels. Eye of the mill. Right here. 42, 50, 56, 105. Okay. It would have been a C. But still. It's the spirit of it. I don't know how these got thrown off, but I need to fix them. I'll keep playing a couple more. But then I do gotta go. Bang, bang. Ooh, Garbleword's fun. See that flashing in the background too? Yeah, every video is gonna need to get revamped. And then you go, wee! Use the lights. Oh no. Slow. My grid. Use the grid. Use the grid. I got 1 second. Oh, almost got S. How do I do this one again? I think I do it like this. See yellow. Ah, monkeys. There you go. It's all around us. Oh, I struggled in this one last time, I remember. Yeah. Oh jeez. Oh jeez. I forget how to do this one. No. Come on, use the lights. There it is. That is a tricky one. Alright, that's moving way too fast. In the background. That is so distracting. Oh, now we know. Immediately, I'm like, I do not want that to be moving that fast. Most of them are very chill. I thought that would be fine because it looked like a loop. But that's way too fast for it to be moving horizontally. It feels like we're on a bus. I'm like, we'll leave it there. That video is too much. Gotta find some different ones. That was good. Now we can go to our menu. Well, we did. This will eventually be video too. Minute 30. We doubled it in terms of how much we were rewarding ourselves. So really, it's like 45 seconds if it was the previous way. But I like the generosity. Did we get any S ranks? I think we got one. Yeah, we got one. Is it showing up? 3-1 isn't even showing up. Wait, why isn't the 3-1 time showing up? Look, there's no time in 3-1. That's weird. I'm sure it's fine. Alright, we're gonna call it there. That was some Claude Dev. That was some playtesting. Have a wonderful weekend. On Monday, I'll be back playing a game. It might be Wind Waker. It might be Super Mario Kart World, Mario Kart World. There's some other ideas I have, but it's been fun doing some Claude dev this past 3 days. I'll be continuing working on it off stream as we're trying to get this game towards release. So thanks everyone who tuned in today on Twitch and YouTube, and who'll be checking out later. As always, love you guys. Jesus loves you too.